Hi there, trail update time. I am at mile 1820, so I have 380-ish miles left to Mount Katahdin. So I am currently in Woodstock, New Hampshire, which is a couple days into the White Mountains. And let's see, the terrain is starting to get a little bit more aggressive, certainly, than what I'm used to in the last couple states. I think the last time I talked to you guys, I was in Massachusetts, and the big story was the amount of rain and stuff we'd had. That kind of continued on through until really most of the way through Vermont. The first half of Vermont was absolutely terrible. In fact, the hikers out here call it Vermud because the trails are pretty muddy and messy, and if you're climbing uphill, it's like climbing up a stream bed pretty much. Very difficult to keep your feet dry. In fact, it was impossible to keep your feet dry. So every couple days, if you're able to like dry out your shoes and socks and stuff, I mean, you were pretty fortunate, but unfortunately it didn't last very long. But once the Long Trail and the Appalachian Trail kind of split apart above Rutland, trail conditions certainly got a little better. I've got to thank John and Ellie in Rutland for taking me in for a night and cooking for me and letting me do laundry and all that good stuff. That was very much needed after like hiking for 3 days with wet feet and just miserable conditions. So probably the big story has been just the amount of rain we've had, but you know, there's been some good dry days recently, so that's been pretty encouraging. Let's see. I'll back up a little bit. Massachusetts, finishing Massachusetts was a lot like starting Massachusetts. It was strange because there was some really good mountains to start with, some good views, and then it kind of tapered off a little bit through the center section, but then towards the end there was a couple good climbs, so that was pretty cool. And then like I said, first half of Vermont was just a muddy mess. It was just tough, but once you turn the corner in Rutland and start coming towards New Hampshire, it got a lot better. So last couple days I kind of pushed close to 17 miles a day last couple days just to get to Woodstock, so I could take a day off. The terrain, yeah, it's gonna be hard limiting myself. I think I got to limit myself to about 12 miles a day or so going through the White Mountains. Otherwise, there's just too much elevation that you're hiking through, and you're just gonna wear yourself out quick. So that's gonna be a difficult transition for me, I think, to kind of limit myself on miles going through there. But in the end, I think it'll pay off. Yeah, so been a couple good views lately. I hiked up over a Moosilauke mountain a couple days ago, which is the start of the White Mountains. It was a beautiful, like, rocky bald at the top, and some really cool views. And honestly, it's been a little while. There was one good climb in Vermont on Killington. Some really cool views up there, but outside of that, it's been a while since we've been up to you know, that 4,000 to 5,000 foot range. So the next you know, the next week or so, I'll be primarily above 4,000 feet, and I'll be above 6,000 feet when I go over Mount Washington. So really looking forward to that. There's a lot of good hiking ahead through those ridges and stuff, and should be some good views and some good pictures. The wildfires or whatever out west, mainly in California, I think, are kind of obstructing our views out here a little bit. Visibility is limited. It's probably, I'm guessing, about a quarter of what it should be. Like, basically you can kind of see out there about 12 miles, and after that everything kind of gets all hazy and stuff. But some days you can smell smoke in the air all day, other days you can't, but for the most part that haze is still kind of always there. But hopefully by Katahdin things will kind of clear out a little bit, and there'll be some nice views from up there. yeah, I think that's about it. Getting excited to get home. I can't wait to cross over the Maine border. Once I've done that, then it's going to feel more more finite that I'm actually kind of making it there. Once I cross the border, I think it's like I think I hit Rangeley, then Stratton, and then across the Kennebec south of the Forks, and then over to like Moxie Pond, and then Monson, and then so it's all like familiar territory. So it's going to be pretty cool. Um, some of the hikers out here are really looking forward to seeing some moose. So I'm hoping that at some point there'll be some moose kicking around in the ponds and stuff that we cross along the way. But no, feeling good. Excited to get to Maine. Got some hard climbing ahead of me. Should be a lot of good pictures from up there. And yeah, headed north.